What's up, boys? Got another Goji video. Goji car raw talk for you guys today. You guys don't know, goji berries, one of the best foods you can eat for your jing, for your chi, for your life force by far. If I had to say one food that's my favorite food on planet Earth, it would be goji berries. So I'm gonna enjoy these goji berries right now. As I talk to you guys about something that came to my mind, probably a good video to make. Topic of today is how to be that bad boy if you're not one. What do we mean by that? First of all, what we got to establish is that women are attracted to bad boys more than any other type of guy. Doesn't matter the type of woman. Women are biologically engineered and designed to be attracted to bad boys. This is just the way they're designed. It's not their fault. There's no point in getting mad at them for it. Sure, you could be frustrated if you're like me and you were growing up taught that just be nice and respectful and kind and basically treat women how you want them to treat you, and they will love you for it. They'll be attracted to you for it, etc. Only to find that growing up, this was not the case at all. The guys who you see who are the douchebags, the assholes who treat women like crap, are the guys who get the love and respect from women. I was talking to my wife. She met up with these two girls she knows. One of them's, I think, around 50. One of them's in her 30s. And they were talking about, some guys from the past that they knew and how these two brothers they knew. One of them was a quarterback for the football team. He was really handsome in high school. He was such a nice guy. And how he didn't really succeed with the girls because of that. And he actually ended up getting cheated on by his girlfriend. And it crushed him. Meanwhile, his brother, who was not as good looking, not as athletic, but he was kind of a jerk, is what they said, got all the girls. Then, after telling the story, the 50-year-old's like, you know how we girls are, we all love the jerks. All right, so women actually know this. Yet, growing up, your mom still tells you to be the nice guy. Now, why do mothers tell their sons this? I think it's a little more complex. Let's save that topic for a different video. But what is the actual science behind why women like bad boys? Go on my dating playlist on this channel and go through those videos, and you'll see a lot of videos where I'm talking about this. Basically, it comes down to pre-selection. Bad boys act in a way that a man would act if he has endless options, right? If he has endless options, he doesn't care about one particular girl because he knows he has so many other options. And that is what is specifically attractive, is a man who has other options. And pretty much 99% of nice guys, they don't have options and they act nice, right? Pedestalize the woman, treat her like a queen, treat her like she's greater than themselves because she's their only option. So, whereas bad boys don't. So that's what it comes down to. Now, how do us men who are not naturally bad boys, who grew up nice guys, thinking that, we had to just be super respectful and treat women, how we want to be treated basically by women with respect and peace and all that, pedestalizing us, treating us like a king. How do we go about this now? How do we change our ways? Because you can't just naturally snap your fingers and just naturally become that bad boy. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of things that I found have been the most effective for me in changing my mindset and my aura and my the way I interact with women in this way. The number one thing is going to be, what do bad boys do? They put themselves first. Right? They're a little selfish. They don't care about the girl at all. They don't really care about her feelings. That's why he's bad. He doesn't care about me, but I can't stop. I just can't help but be so attracted to him because of that, because he doesn't care about me. Oh, this other guy over here, he wants to do everything for me, wants to give me his whole world, work hard for me, all that. Ew, that's gross. I want the guy who doesn't give a fuck about me. So you have to adopt that mentality. Now, if you're like me and you're actually naturally one more empathetic person and you do care about other people, that's the whole point of this channel. All right, I want to help you guys succeed in the same way that I found success. That's why I'm a coach. This is what I want you guys to think about. When you're not in a place of abundance, and by abundance I mean you're not fully confident in yourself. You're not at the point of your life where you have 10 out of 10 confidence. You love your life, you love yourself, you have an abundance in all aspects, right? You have abundance of women, you have options you could choose from if you wanted to, right? You have options with your career, or you have options to make money in ways that you like doing so. Until you're at that point, the time that you spend giving to others is actually like spending money versus investing it. Okay, when you take time when you're at a low point to invest in yourself and focus on yourself first, when it comes to helping others, you're actually making an investment in the people around you, even though you're not spending on them right away. Even though you're saying, no, I can't hang out with you, or no, I can't do this right now. Oh no, I need to focus on myself right now. I gotta kind of cut other people off for a bit. You're really helping them in the long run, because you're gonna get to a point where you do have abundance and you've learned things and you develop things that other people are also going to want to seek guidance from you on. When I was first starting the method, when I had 0 out of 10 confidence, no success with girls at all, totally socially anxious, depressed, out of shape, etc., I was learning all these things about the method, doing tons of research on all these different crazy things that I didn't realize existed, that society doesn't know that exists, that became the evolved method. I was like, dang, like I'm learning all these things, and I didn't tell anyone for a while, because I had to focus on myself. I was doing the method on myself, and because I didn't have the energy to give to others. I had to spend the limited energy that when you're depressed and you're not confident and you're anxious and you're socially anxious, you don't have unlimited energy. And the energy that you do have, you need to spend on transforming yourself, because it's much harder to transform than it is to maintain. Just like in the gym, it's much harder to gain muscle than it is to, once you gained it, maintain it. It's much harder to lose fat than it is to stay your current body fat percentage once you lose it. So it's the same thing when it comes to overall transformation, physically, mentally, sexually, spiritually. You have to focus on yourself so that that energy goes into your transformation and you actually get results. You actually do transform. You actually do get to a place of abundance. When you're at that place of abundance, then you can give to others. Okay. Now that I am at a place of abundance, I have 10 out of 10 confidence. I have what I want when it comes to dating, and where my life is going. Now I can give, literally my job, being a coach, being a trainer, is giving that energy to others who are lower than me in their journeys, and help bring them up. But I couldn't do that before. I couldn't do that when I was at that low point. So I want you guys to be selfish right now and focus on transforming yourselves. And then when you get there, when you get to that abundance, then you can give back to everyone else. Okay. So if you guys are naturally nice, or you care about people and helping other people, you need to adopt that mentality. Is that really, in your low state right now, you cannot help people the same way you can if you take a year, 2 years, focus on yourself, transform, and then the abundance that you'll have and the energy you'll have to be able to help others will be so much greater. It's an investment in the other people around you and in yourself. Now, how this relates to women is, even when you get there, still put yourself first. Okay. I told my girl, like very early on, maybe like second, third date or something like that, that just to let you know, my purpose and my mission in life that I'm chasing as a man comes before you now, and it will always come before you forever. And I was extremely attracted to her, all right, because I showed her that I have abundance, which is what the bad boy has. Bad boy has abundance. He will leave one of his girls if she's coming between him and what he wants for his life. A lot of times the bad boy is just, his abundance just comes from, having a roster. As evolved men, we want our abundance to come from, sure, we have the option of that if we wanted it, but it comes from our purpose. All right, that is the evolved method way, is we have a higher purpose above women that the women are competing against for your time and attention. The bad boy with a roster, women are competing against each other for his time and attention. All right, and that's women are addicted to that. Confident women. Women are extremely insecure. They'll take a guy who's more beta, who she knows has no other options, just because for her own validation, but she's not going to really be that attracted to the guy. It's just for her own validation, and it's not going to make her that happy in the end, because she's insecure. She needs to fix herself first. So have a purpose that women have to compete against for your time and attention. Okay. And my women, they will test that. My girl has tested many times over the past couple years. Not that many, but occasionally they will test. Someone will test you. Is he still strong? Does he still have a higher purpose? Is he still that bad boy? Right? Even though I'm not really a bad boy in the traditional sense. Right? Is he simping for me now? Have I become his purpose? All right? Is he pedestalizing me? Is he no longer satisfying my hypergamy? So test. My woman has tested, and every time I pass the test, basically what passing the test is basically that, okay, you want to come between my purpose? There's the door. I don't care. That's it. What does the bad boy say when the girl comes to him and his freedom or whatever he wants? Okay, there's the door. Then he goes and, hooks up with a different girl. Me? Okay, there's the door. All right, I'm gonna go back to my computer. Keep working on my purpose. And it has the exact same effect, guys. It has not the exact same, but a very similar effect. You also have to have the ability to, your woman has to know that you are pre-selected. But, women know that men crave and need at least some physical affection. So when I say, okay, there's the door, if you're gonna come between me and my purpose, she knows that really the reason that I have the confidence to say that and I don't care is because I know that while physical affection woman is not my purpose, it's a necessary and important part of your life as a man, and I could easily get something else if I wanted to. All right? I know that I have opportunities in my life daily, and she knows that as well. That's why it's effective. If you have no abundance with women, say you get a girl and you have no abundance whatsoever, you just get lucky somehow, or you're in a relationship now, you've been in a relationship, maybe you were, and then you kind of let yourself go, and you try to pull this stuff, she's gonna call your bluff. So you have to be on the method, you have to be getting better, you have to be actually becoming attractive and being on your purpose. I can feel the jing. I can feel this chi entering my body. It's not placebo, guys. If you break your your semen retention streak, you have some of these, it'll get you back up way quicker. I tested it time and time again with other people who I know are on SR. They say it does work. The guy who coached me recommended the same thing as well. Now where were we? Putting yourself first, okay? So you don't have to be a bad boy. You don't have to be a player and manipulate women. Having a roster, but you do have to put yourself and your purpose first. Next is going to be martial arts. You have to, if you're not going to be the bad boy, you got to be able to beat the bad boy up. Because what does that make you? That makes you the even badder boy. Okay. Really, in a primal sense, if you can beat a guy in a fight, say there's a girl, and you beat the guy in the fight, and you're just not dominating him, he's not the bad boy anymore. You are. So even if you're an empathetic guy, you don't go around starting fights with people. You need to have that aura and that edge that you could. All right. And then the bad boy will no longer intimidate you. All right. Walking around the gym now, I work with these guys, these other trainers who are way more into bodybuilding, a lot more experience too, probably more gear as well, and more years of being on it. And they're jacked. They're huge, they're bodybuilding looking. And I was talking to Joey, my brother, and I was like, "You feel intimidated by these guys whatsoever physically?" He's like, "No." It's true. I have not felt intimidated by a man physically since I got to the point where I can confidently defend myself and confidently know how to fight. It's going to take at least a couple years, at least. But, even 3-4 is even better. Probably 3 or 4 years of training until you get to that point. At least a blue belt in jiu-jitsu minimum. And then a lot of striking experience. Ideally, a little bit of mixing it with MMA. And since then, I have not been intimidated by a man physically at all. Even if he's way bigger than me, he has like 50 pounds of muscle on me, I don't care, because I have no experience to know what actually goes down in a fight. And if the dude's untrained, it's easy money. When I first started training, like I said, that sounds cocky. When I first started training, I was like 6'2", 200 pounds, and a guy who was 5'6", 125 pounds would whoop my ass every single day. Every single day. In a 3-minute roll, say wrestling, jiu-jitsu, he would tap me out 5 times. Every time. This guy, I had like 80 pounds on this guy, and he was tiny compared to me. So, when you walk around with that aura, guys, it completely changes your confidence. It makes you feel so much more masculine, so much more alpha. And then what is one of the things you're providing a woman is protection. Okay. A lot of guys, they think they know how to fight. Even some of these dudes. Oh, like, you know, I'm not trained, but in the street, you know, I'll just see red, bro. Like, you don't understand. Test me in the streets, bro. I never been in that MMA shit. Fuck that hit in the bag shit. I'm about the streets. Meanwhile, they have zero training whatsoever. So these guys just, until you go get humbled in an MMA gym, you don't really know what it's like, what the world and the hierarchy of fighting is like. That untrained versus trained, size doesn't really matter. If you're untrained, unless it's just a massive difference, like you're like a 300-pound huge, you know, NFL lineman versus like a tiny little guy who's been training a couple of years, sure, the lineman might have the advantage. But for normal sized men, it's all about training, boys. So if you haven't yet, start martial arts. Get in a martial arts gym. If you still need to work on your physique, if you're skinny and you're insecure about it, prioritize lifting for now. But start going to the gym maybe once or twice a week. I would start with jiu-jitsu, but you can start with striking too, if it's more convenient for you, because you gotta learn both to be fully confident. I started with jiu-jitsu. I'm glad I did. I enjoy striking more, just to train. It's more fun. But I'm glad, very glad I started with jiu-jitsu. And with my sons, I will get them in jiu-jitsu or wrestling first before striking, for sure. So if you are confident in your physique, or you are confident with your muscle mass and you're trying to lose weight, I'd advise going 3 or 4 times a week at least, martial arts. Twice a week lifting to maintain your muscle. So that's gonna be one right there. Another one's gonna be your look, guys. Your look: lean, jacked, tattoos. Tattoos gonna massively raise your bad boy appeal. Or when you think of a bad boy, yes, he looks like, you think of a guy who is all tatted up, has a bunch of tattoos, for sure. I saw a video where a guy did a test on a dating app. Same exact pictures. One had tattoos, one didn't. He just photoshopped them in and out. And the one with tattoos got almost double the matches. Everything else is the same. Just the tattoo, double your match rate. Nothing else that simple and that easy would create, there's nothing that, the effort for reward ratio there is insane. So tattoos for sure. Get your bad boy look. And then the last one, guys, I would say is just to understand female nature. Understand female nature. Understand that they like bad boys. And understand how to pass shit tests. Basically what shit tests are is her testing to see if you're a bad boy. Basically if you're alpha. Or if you're needy. If you're needy and you're beta. And if you are right now, that's okay, guys. Most people, if you're watching this channel, no true natural alpha is probably watching this channel. Right? If you're into self-improvement, you're probably a guy who's naturally beta who would transform into someone more alpha. And that's okay. Even there's guys who are beta, it's not bad. Some of the most greatest men in the world of all time, who should be the most respected men in history, have been so beta. But all else equal, you are going to be happier as a man if you're alpha. It's just the way we're designed. When we feel respected, when we feel attractive, when we feel like we're leaders in control, masculine, we're gonna feel happier. So this is for your own sake, guys. You want to have this transformation, and understand that, you know, whether we like it or not, I don't like the design of this place, but I didn't design it. Right? If you don't like the design of this place, if you don't like what I'm saying in this video, take it up with the designer. Don't take it up with me. I'm just here to help you navigate it in the best way for your happiness and success as a man. This is all girls, guys. My girl, my wife, she was as pure as they come. I met her when she was 25, beautiful. She was a virgin, super Catholic, sheltered childhood, like not even a single impure thought. Never done anything beyond like kissing a guy. Didn't even think of sex, thought it was dirty to even think of sex, etc. Even despite all that, from when she first was in high school, only attracted to bad boys. That's the way it is. That's the way women are programmed, and she'll admit it. And she you know, the women don't understand why they are, right? They just know that they're like that. They don't understand why. When I explain to her the science and logic behind it, she's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Yep. So even though I'm not a bad boy at heart, I'm a really empathetic person. I don't think people feel bad, and I have to understand these things. Understand that sometimes I need to pass the shit test in my relationship. I need to show my woman that, yeah, she doesn't come to me for me my purpose in the moment that makes her feel like crap, but pretty soon after that, she's extremely happy. Anytime I pass a shit test and I say, oh, there's the door, we can get divorced if you want. If you're gonna come between me and my purpose, she'll like, freak out. I know any woman will do this, guys. And then she'll come back and be happier than ever because I passed the test. Oh, wow. I am with a guy who satisfies my hypergamy. All right. Which is what makes women happy. Being with a man who satisfies their hypergamy and feeling confident and beautiful themselves. One more thing that I forgot to mention is get on testosterone. I think in 2026, if you're natty, you're behind. Literally, what's the point? Oh, well, then I won't be able to come off it. You're not going to want to come off it, man, because you're going to feel so much better. Especially if you're naturally a nice guy, you need that extra testosterone. You need that extra boost to give you that masculine edge. Now, that's not absolutely necessary, but I've been on tests since I was 21 because I had a brain tumor that messed up my hormones. If I could snap my fingers and have like high tests natural right now and be natural and healthy, I wouldn't. I'd rather just be on test. So let that speak for itself. You don't even need that much, guys. You can take 200 milligrams a week, get your levels to 13, 14, 1500. If you're not old, if you're healthy, in shape, you live a good lifestyle, eat good, eat plant-based, especially for the heart health, take care of yourself, and monitor your blood work so you know what's going on, you can run that indefinitely. Well, that's going to give you extra drive, extra all the testosterone feels, extra masculinity, extra alpha mindset, deeper voice, better gains, all right, more jacked, better energy, more drive and motivation. And so give you more of that bad boy aura and feeling as well. It'll help with everything. So much of the fear mongering around testosterone in the media and the propaganda. Oh, you're gonna be infertile for life. No, your nuts are gonna shrink. Lie. Can be medicated. Can be medicated. Dudes will say that. They follow Chris Bumstead, who literally just had a baby while he was winning Mr. Olympias. Natty dudes who idolize Arnold Schwarzenegger but shit on normal guys for taking tests. Don't realize that Arnold has like 4 kids at least. The Ronnie Coleman has 8 kids. My dad blasted all throughout his 20s without HCG, so without the thing keeping your balls on, keeping your fertility that you can use now. Yeah, guys, your balls don't have to shut down. You can take tests. You can stay fertile even on test, and they don't shrink. So you have your natural production plus everything else you take, and he had 4 healthy kids in his 30s. So it's like the fear mongering around it, I think, is a coping mechanism from guys who don't want to take that step and want to discourage others from taking it so they don't get the extra advantage. That's my opinion on it. So keep that in mind, guys. That'll help you a lot as well. Going a little longer, 23 minutes now recording. It's getting a little hot in this car. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched all the way through, let me know what you think in the comments below. You guys can relate to me in this way. If you're not a natural bad boy, do these things I'm telling you guys about. Put yourself first. Learn martial arts. Develop that, get that look, and understand female nature logically, so you understand logically how to act even before it becomes natural. Eventually it'll become natural to you, but and you don't have to be a bad guy. You don't have to break women's hearts left and right. You don't have to have a roster rotation or pumping up girls or anything like that. If you don't want to be, you can still have the same effect on women when it comes to their attraction as the actual bad boys. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. As always, subscribe for truth. Peace.